After the release of the second season of Squid Game, it is hard to find someone who hasn't heard of this series. And it's not just because of the captivating plot, but also due to the highly impressive scenes. How are all these large-scale sequences filmed behind the scenes? Today, in this video, I will tell you what the behind-the-scenes filming of Squid Game looks like. In the first episode, during the red light, green light game, the actors recall that the atmosphere on set was mesmerizing. They instantly felt as if they were truly inside the game. The giant robot doll, known as Young Hee, became a symbol of Squid Game. Its presence on set made the filming process unforgettable. The production team created a massive, incredibly realistic set, enclosed by fences to convey a sense of isolation. Around 400 people participated in the game, and the actors actually sang Young Hee's song, which added to the realism and tension of the scene. The actors admit that the tense moments when players had to freeze in place felt truly immersive. It was both fun and eerie at the same time. In the second episode, the six-legged pentathlon game was inspired by traditional Korean sports events. Participants tied their legs together to move as a team. The filming location, designed to resemble a school sports field from the 70s and 80s, created a nostalgic atmosphere for the actors. The set designers meticulously recreated school announcement boards, desks, and even old chairs. The actors had to work in full coordination, making the shooting process not only challenging, but also deeply dramatic. In the third episode, we once again saw the Korean game Ddakji. As you know, this game is played using cardboard tiles. Although the filming seemed simple, it was a real challenge for the actors. They had to train for hours to learn how to throw the cards correctly. Amusingly, they even had to work with specialized coaches who taught them the proper technique for this game. I chose Ddakji again because it is a very simple game. You hardly need anything to play, and you can do it anywhere, the director explained. The set design for this game impressed everyone with its scale and attention to detail. The actors played in real conditions without the use of CGI, which added authenticity to the scenes. Behind-the-scenes footage also revealed that the actor who played Ddakji, player 388, performed the pebble-tossing movements himself. For the shoot, the production team hired a professional gongi player who executed all the hand movements. These were then edited together with Ddakji's scenes to create the illusion that he did everything himself. Actor Kang Han-yul stated that he had trained extensively for this scene, believing he would have to perform all the movements himself. However, in the end, the production decided that a professional would handle them. One of the most impressive sets featured a massive dome with a rotating platform. In the fourth episode, during the Carousel game, participants stood on a platform that began to spin, with all the action taking place inside a giant circular structure. Interestingly, the filming was done without CGI. The team built a fully functional rotating mechanism. The most spectacular shot was a top-down view, where the struggle between participants resembled the process of cell division. The creators of the series put great effort not only into the games, but also into the overall concept of the show. For example, the symbolism of the rainbow appearing in the set design is associated with the hope for a better life after death. The coffins used in the series were designed to look like gifts wrapped with ribbons, emphasizing the eerie contrast between their appearance and the tragic nature of the events. The main goal of the second season was not only to recreate the atmosphere that captivated the audience, but also to surprise them. The writers aimed to show that the expectations of both the viewers and the participants could be deceived. The creators of Squid Game. Season 2 focused on realism, minimizing the use of CGI. This decision added authenticity to the scenes, which was felt not only by the viewers, but also by the actors themselves. However, despite the pursuit of maximum naturalism, there were moments when CGI was necessary. For example, special effects were used for close-up shots involving large crowds, helping to create the illusion of an endless number of players. In scenes with the Carousel game, CGI enhanced the spinning motion, increasing the sense of danger. Blood effects, high falls, and small details were refined during post-production to make the scenes more dynamic and shocking. However, digital enhancements were not applied to scenes involving the game cards. Actors really threw them on set. More complex movements were performed by professional experts whose hand movements were carefully integrated into the footage to create the illusion of the actor's skill. The creators aimed not only to preserve the spirit of the first season, but also to introduce new challenges and diversify the concept. Unlike the first season, the focus shifted towards psychological tension. The games became technically more complex. Young Hee could now not only detect movement, but also rotate faster. Additionally, new camera angles were introduced to capture the participants' emotions in close-up shots. In the new season, team-based games became a central element. The six-legged pentathlon required not only physical strength, but also coordination, adding drama when one player lost balance, affecting the entire team. New games were designed to increase tension. While in the first season, participants managed to complete tasks within minutes. In the second season, the time limit was pushed to the extreme. Requiring maximum concentration from the participants, some games introduced unexpected twists. While the first season focused on individual qualities, the second season emphasized the importance of team dynamics. The enormous mechanical doll, Young Hee, used in the first episode, occasionally malfunctioned during the filming of Red Light, Green Light. Her head would often get stuck, and filming on the rotating platform became a real challenge. Some actors admitted that they felt dizzy, and several takes had to be redone because they couldn't keep their balance. Many scenes were filmed outdoors, and the weather sometimes interfered with the process. On one of the days, strong winds nearly blew away the set decorations. Between takes, actors ran around with umbrellas to shield themselves from the rain. Filming with hundreds of participants was a real challenge. In one scene, six-legged actors' feet started getting tangled, causing them to fall onto each other like dominoes. This wasn't planned, but it turned out so funny that the director decided to keep some of these moments in the final version. In Squid Game 2, many elements are repeated from the first season, so some behind-the-scenes moments will be from the original as well. Personally, I find the tug-of-war scene the most intense. But beyond just being nerve-wracking for the actors, this scene became a real test. Its production required extensive preparation, as the team not only had to convey the tension, but also ensure the safety of all participants. Many elements were built from scratch. The elevated platforms, positioned dozens of meters opposite each other, created a sense of danger and risk that was felt not only by the characters, but also by the actors themselves. Even though the platform was only a few meters above the ground, the actors truly experienced fear, especially those whose characters were meant to fall. Despite the protective mats and netting below, the emotional and physical discomfort remained constant for the cast. Every moment of the scene, from beads of sweat on faces to muscle tension, was absolutely real because the actors weren't just performing. They were genuinely struggling on set. To create this atmosphere, the directors meticulously planned every detail, from lighting to camera work. Computer graphics added epicness to the scenes, but no visual effects could replace the real struggle the actors were involved in. They had to exert tremendous physical effort, not only to convey the spirit of competition, but also to convincingly show the fear of an impending fall. Tug of war might seem like a simple childhood game, but in this series, it became the embodiment of cruelty. By the way, have you ever tried making honeycomb candy at home? It's actually quite simple. All you need is sugar, baking soda, and some spices. But that's a topic for another time. For the honeycomb candy episode, the show's creators invited a real street vendor from Seoul to the set. He helped prepare all the props. Imagine how popular his products have become now. Even though they are sold only in Korea, people say the vendor complains that he no longer has time to make the candy due to the huge influx of customers. The glass bridge game somewhat resembles the rules of tug of war because, in the event of failure, the character is eliminated by falling from a great height. According to the storyline, the distance from the bridge to the ground was immense. But of course, things were different on set. Despite the use of computer graphics to create the illusion of vast height, most of the set was real, including the glass panels themselves. Every detail was carefully designed to maximize tension while ensuring the actors' safety. Jung Ho-yeon, who played Sae-byuk, said that filming this scene was the most terrifying experience for her. Interestingly, this role was her film debut. But back to the scene, actors really had to jump onto tempered glass. There was no fragile glass on set. Instead, the panels would drop from beneath their feet, making them genuinely feel the sensation of falling. This explains the actors' raw, unfiltered expressions of fear. The scene where Sang-woo pushes the glassmaker, player 17, was filmed differently. The height was more than 1.5 meters, and the actor had to fall down onto a safety net. Even before filming began, the participants experienced intense stress, which stayed with them throughout the process. The scene was so complex and psychologically exhausting that the hesitation and fear shown by the actors unintentionally added even more realism to their characters. When it came time to film the large-scale explosion of the glass steps, the team did not rely entirely on CGI to create the shattering glass, except for the fragments that could injure the players or fly toward the camera. In fact, the team went even further and built the entire set in a studio. These practical effects looked incredibly natural on camera, so it's no surprise that they created such a striking visual impact. The combination of CGI and the actors' incredible performances truly played a huge role in making this project such a high-quality production. Which of these special effects stood out to you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. That's all from me. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next videos.